Okay, so hey, what's up you guys? AG's World TV here and welcome back to my channel. Now, I took a little hiatus, a little break, just because, everything was getting so crazy in the past. Like, the deaths were surging, everything was getting so horrible and so morbid. But now the good thing about the fact that I took a break is I literally have so much to tell you guys, so much to discuss with you guys. So get settled in, get your popcorn, get your tea, sit down, relax, because there's gonna be a lot, because a lot has happened since I last made a video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications, so when I do post a new video, which will definitely be soon, you'll be notified as soon as it happens. Let's get straight into it, you guys. Of course, I'm pretty sure the second biggest lockdown has been lifted. A lot of new rules are getting put into place because the vaccine has been rolling out like a lot. A lot of new rules are getting put into place. A lot of rules are actually being lifted as well. As you can see outside, a lot of more shops are opening up as well, like cafes or like retail stores. A lot of them are opening up. I know when I went outside shopping, I could see like a lot more was opening up. People are still taking precautions because COVID isn't exactly gone, but it is getting better. As you can see through the news, the vaccine is helping in some places, in some ways. The deaths are getting lower. They're not gone, but they are getting lower, which is really good. It is a new symbolism of hope that eventually we will be able to get out of this and that all our prayers will be answered. Honestly, when it comes to vaccines, as you can see through like the news or what people are posting on social media, there are a lot of different opinions about the vaccine. Some people think that the vaccine is important and that you should take it. Some people have been saying about how the vaccine has been found to cause health problems like blood clotting and stuff like that, just problems with like your body and your blood cells in general. There are a lot of opinions about that, which I understand could be confusing, especially for young people like me. I do remember feeling quite confused about whether or not it's a good thing or not. But children haven't been advised to take it as far as I'm concerned, so I haven't really been like pressured to take it at all. But my whole opinion on the whole thing is that, once again, it might sound a bit cliche, but let's just listen to what the government tells us to do, because as far as I'm concerned, they do know what's best and they are trying our best to protect us. So if it is advised for you to get the vaccine, do take it. You can see that it's helping. It is helping a lot. So fake news is everywhere, to be honest. I don't really know whether or not what correct sources are correct or not, but for now I think following the rules is the safest thing to do. But that is my opinion on that so far. If anything does change, or if I read the news and I do see anything more definite, then of course I will let you guys know. But as a whole, yeah, just be careful, guys, and do try and stay in line with what the government is telling us to do. But then of course there is the new rules that are being lifted. So if you can see on like billboards and things, the government, the NHS is saying that you are allowed to meet up with people outside now. And I think it is still bubble 6 or less, but you are allowed to meet up outside, but you still have to do social distancing, which, as you can see, is quite a large step for society as a whole, to be able to go from having to self-isolate or staying in your house and not being able to meet anyone at all, to be able to go outside. It does show that Boris and the government are taking a new leap of faith with the whole vaccine and believing that things are getting better with the deaths going down. So my whole opinion is, obviously it's wonderful, especially for young people like me who miss their friends and their families. Not being able to see the people that you love for such a long time can really take a toll on your mental health as a whole. So yeah, seeing that new rule and seeing that you're being able to take that new step as a whole for society is quite comforting. When I saw that, I did feel quite happy to be able to know that I can meet up outside with my friends or my family and go see the people that I love. But the one thing I do have as an opinion that might seem a bit opposing to the whole thing is that everything is happening so fast, and the reason why the whole corona like surge happened, with all the deaths going crazy high in the first place, is the fact that we took a step too late, and it was too quick and it was too sudden, and it didn't really work. It didn't go well according to the statistics, and that's why nothing really got better, even though we still went into a lockdown. So the one thing I do advise for like the government to do now, for Boris to do now, is to take slow steps. Even though, you know, corona is like a really big thing and it's something that needs to be tackled as soon as possible for the sake of, you know, society, we still do need to be careful. We still do need to take small baby steps to make sure that we can ease out of this bad chapter in our lives as slowly and as carefully as possible, because you do not want the same thing to happen again. But yeah, then again, it is great. It really does boost people's high spirit and moral ground to know that we're allowed to meet up with our friends and go outside and go shopping and have fun. But even though that is happening, guys, the rules have not changed. Okay, I don't want you guys to think that the rules have changed. We still need to wear our mask outside. We still need to social distance, because corona isn't completely gone. Okay, we still need to be careful. We still need to take the necessary precautions as the government advises us to. So still do wear your masks, but yeah, take this new rule being put in place as a way to inspire you and a way to boost your moral high ground, to make you feel like better about the whole situation, because I do know that it did make me feel better as a whole. So that's my whole opinion on the new rules things. Then there is school. Now I'm going back to school on Monday, so I cannot give you like the whole, you know, the whole tea on what's going to happen, because I know that in my school, my head teacher sent out a letter saying that they haven't gotten any news saying anything is going to change, so I don't know. But we are still going to go back to school just like before. I don't really think anything is going to change, but I am going back to school on Monday, and I guess I will see whether or not anything changes about that. I know that before all of the rules were put in place, the new rules were put in place, the schools were taking extra precautions, making sure that we were social distancing where possible. We were taking to the rules. We were wearing our masks everywhere. So I do think that the government was handling that situation well, and I do hope they continue to wear that situation well. My opinion on masks is quite varied. It's quite both ways, because I know that wearing masks is quite important, because despite the fact that new rules are being put in place, wearing a mask is very important to be able to protect other people. But I do find myself thinking that I remember when I was in school, when I was in class back before we had our 2-week Easter holiday, I remember finding the masks a little bit upsetting sometimes. They were quite choking sometimes, and they were quite difficult sometimes. And I was talking, the teacher can hear me, and it was frustrating. And it'd be like hot in the classroom, especially because you know how London is with the weather. I can never really make up its mind. One day it's snowing and one day it's hot outside. It's like 30 degrees. So there would be times where, you know, it would be so hot, it would be like boiling in the classroom, and I'd be sweating and I wouldn't be able to take my mask off, and it'd be very, very frustrating. But yeah, I just have to see what happens when I get back to school, and definitely this next Saturday or Sunday I will give you an update about whether or not anything has changed or not. But yeah, we're still going to school as normal. Nothing is really changing from before, but yeah, I will give you guys an update on that when I can. So moving on to the next subject, I'm not sure whether or not you guys have heard about this, but it has been quite controversial through social media and a little bit through the news, and that is the one-use masks. You know what they look like, the blue ones with like white elastic that you put around your mouth. And I know them because if somebody ever forgets their mask when going back to school, they do hand them out at my school, and they have been a bit controversial for like a couple of weeks now, because some people have been making videos saying that they found out that when they look in the mask, like when they put them in hot water, for example, they can see like worms or like little like organisms of like alive things like under the mask, stuff that could like properly like damage your health. And when I saw that, that was quite worrying. Again, we do never know when it comes to fake news, so we can never see. Nothing official has come out on the news as far as I'm concerned, but a lot of people are wearing those one-use masks and finding out that there are like diseases or some type of like horrible thing like under inside the material of the mask that could possibly like hurt you or like damage your health, I've always found the reusable masks, the silk ones or the thick ones or the K95s, all of those ones, they are a lot more safer and a lot more like beneficial. Like they cause less stress having to, you know, constantly buy masks over and over again. I know that the ones that I bought from my school, they're quite comfortable. I haven't found any sort of weird things in them, so they have been quite good for me. So I don't know whether or not those things about the masks are true, but all I can do is give you guys advice. Just use reusable masks just to be safe. Like, you can wash them, they are yours, they are your property. There's no one use thing about them, so you know what happens to them, you know that you're taking care of yourself well. So I don't know, I'm not gonna advise you on whether or not to buy them or to believe what the people are saying about them. It might be true, it might not be true, but my advice completely is just wear reusable masks. They are a lot more comfortable and they are a lot more beneficial. So just wear those, you know. Don't worry about those for now. Unless anything official comes out, I will let y'all know, but for now just stick to the reusable masks if you can. Then of course the one big thing that I haven't talked about that happened since I took a break from the last video I made is quite recently, of course, the death of the Queen's husband, Prince Philip, which is obviously quite devastating to the world. It is quite morbid, quite upsetting. Everybody, like worldwide, all over the UK, you could see people sending their love and their condolences, especially during these times. I know that having my family, like my mother and my friends beside me, has really gave me comfort and given me hope. So you can only imagine how the Queen is feeling, which is quite upsetting. Honestly, I do send my condolences if it does make a difference. It is quite horrible, not very nice to know, you know. Honestly, may he rest in peace. I know when I was watching his story about his life and also the love story between him and the Queen, it was quite a beautiful story. I know that he served for quite a long time as well, so we do owe him thanks, but for everything that he has done for his country, like any other soldier that fought in the wars previously in Britain. And I can see from on the news, not only normal like civilians wishing their condolences, people in the army and the armed forces and the royalty were honestly treating his death with the utmost respects that they could have, and it was quite beautiful to see. He was treated like so respectfully, so nicely. Even after his death, you could see how much of a big place he had in this country. And you could even see from this morning, if you did read the news, that the memorial that they had, the Queen was sitting all in black by herself with her mask, and you could see like how heartbreaking it was for her to like see that confirmation that one of the closest love of her lives are truly gone. And once again, I do send my deepest condolences. It is quite sad. A lot of people have lost people during corona, but a lot of people have lost people in general, whether it's to mental health or old age or sickness or illness. And if you have endured that or gone through any of that, I send all my positive vibes and prayers towards you. All we can do is have hope. All we can do is pray and have faith in God. That everything will get better, and the fact that these rules are in place and this new vaccine is in place and it is lowering the deaths is obviously quite something to be hopeful about. So yeah, it is quite sad, but once again, I do send my deepest condolences to the people who lost those directly. We're not going to go into the whole drama about the whole thing. We're just going to stay respectful about it, and we are honestly, we will pray for his soul. Prince Philip, honestly, rest in peace. That is all I do have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching. I promise you I will stay consistent with these videos no matter what. Next Saturday or Sunday, I will give you an update about what's going on in school and how I feel about that whole thing. And yeah, same thing as before, guys. Don't be silly. Wear your mask, social distance, still take precautions, listen to whatever the government is telling you, because they are trying to do what is best for all of us. Stay safe, continue to stay hopeful and happy and healthy. I will make sure that I keep you in my prayers and everything. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Turn on the notification button so you can get notifications whenever I post new videos. And yeah, that is all for today. Thank you so much. Stay safe, guys. Love you. Bye.